Taurus season is the midpoint of spring in the northern hemisphere. This is the energy of abundance. It's the energy of youth's beautiful enthusiasm to seize all that the world has to offer. Taurus really embodies that appetite for embracing and experiencing life to the fullest. Part of that passionate zest for life comes from the fact that Taurus is ruled by the sensual and indulgent planet Venus. If you'd like to learn more about Taurus's connection with Venus, you can check out my other video titled Taurus, Your Planet, which is linked in the description. The astrological year actually begins with this season. Our secular new year in the West is, of course, January 1st, but for at least 2 millennia now, astrologers have been marking the beginning of the year on the spring equinox. Some key words that describe the spring season are initiation, formation, inspiration, creation, action, proliferation, pioneering, exploring, planting, seeding, beginning, emerging, and dispersing. This season has long been considered a symbolic, celebratory time of infinite possibility, where the barren dormancy of winter is over and we are instead surrounded by the riches of the natural world. Taurus season is the time in the cycle of nature when the world is in full bloom. This period of the year is characterized by all things pleasing to the senses, when flora is most beautiful and fauna is freely enjoying the bounty of nature. Taurus season is when the earth adorns itself with colorful and fragrant flowers, when flavorful sweet fruits are plentiful, when the melody of birdsong fills the air. This also tends to be a very mild and temperate time of year where it's usually not bitterly cold or super hot. There's a sense of comfort woven into every aspect of Taurus season, and this natural seasonal symbology contributes to the iconic sensuality, beauty, and luxurious flair which characterizes the zodiac sign Taurus. Spring represents youth and innocence. Taurus season can be symbolized in terms of the human life cycle as the period between young childhood and the early teen years. This season gives Taurus a uniquely tactile understanding of the material world. If you think about how young children interact with nature, touching everything, tasting everything, climbing trees, skinning their knees, digging in the dirt, rolling in the grass, chasing butterflies, blowing dandelions. They're so grounded and they have such a purity of connection with the earth. And they take such pleasure in its natural simplicity. You can give a kid a bunch of expensive toys, but they're always going to wind up playing with the stick or the pine cone they found outside instead. They're so present in the moment. Taurus has that same solid presence and appreciation for simple joys. This is probably the sign that gets the most out of life because they are so able to fully immerse themselves in all the beautiful experiences this world has to offer. Thank you so much for listening, Taurus. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, comment if you have any questions, share this with your friends, and please subscribe. I would be so happy to have you with me. One last thing I'll mention is that this is based on traditional Hellenistic astrology, developed over 2,000 years ago by the ancient Greeks and Romans with significant contributions from the Egyptians, Babylonians, Persians, and various other cultures in the surrounding areas of North Africa, South Asia, and the Arabian Peninsula. Since all of these places are situated above the equator, the seasonal associations with zodiac signs are from a northern hemisphere perspective. So a common question is, if I was born a Taurus in the southern hemisphere, does that mean I should pay more attention to the seasonal symbology of autumn since the seasons are opposite? The short answer is no. The original meanings apply to everyone, regardless of where on the planet you were born. The long answer is a little bit more interesting. If you are seeking a deeper understanding of your sign, then it's important to know that astrology is a vastly complex symbolic language which employs the natural principle of duality. In this context, that means spring and autumn are two sides of the same coin, and I would absolutely encourage everyone to explore a little bit about the sign which is 180 degrees opposite to your own in the zodiacal wheel. In a way, this can be like holding up a sort of mirror or a negative of a photograph, an inverted image of yourself. By understanding our opposite, we can often gain a deeper understanding of our own soul. Taurus is opposite to the sign Scorpio, and I will leave a link to Scorpio's seasonal video in the description below if you want to check that out.